What's going on, guys? WeWe 2.0 here is back in business with another video. Now, I know I just uploaded my Black Griffin video yesterday, and I do apologize for the double upload, but I honestly feel like talking about my friend group. You know, I don't know why, it just came up to me after I got done boxing, which at the time of this recording, it is 9 p.m. So the quality of this video will probably be lower than usual, and I hope it isn't because I'm going to do my best, but it most likely will be, so I apologize for the lower quality. With that being said, today's topic we're going to be talking about is my friend group. Now, a lot of us have friend groups, alright? We have that one guy who's the comedian, we have that other guy who's really good at COD, and then you have the other guy who's just there for the fuck of it. It's sort of the same thing in my friend group, except I barely play with any of them. You guys know how when you're at school, or like you're playing with your friends online, and like you guys are like the really bestest of buddies, but you don't play together for some reason because you don't own the games they have? It's kind of like the same thing in our friend group, except one guy has a console and I don't, and the other has a bunch of games that he wants me to play, but I can't because I can't fucking buy them. Not because I have the money, but also because I just don't feel like paying for a game that he wants to play that I'm not good at. Now, I know that sounds nihilistic when I say it, so let me rephrase it. I don't want to pay for a fucking $10 game that's probably gonna be shit if I do play it and I don't like it. Now, I'm sure there's some good games worth $10 or $5 for it. I'm pretty sure there are. And that doesn't go without saying that I myself have bought a couple games and I enjoyed playing them. GTA 5 is a really good example. I paid $60 for that fucking game, and $60 in this economy is a fuck ton of money. Not a fuck ton when you're like an adult paying taxes, but it's a large sum of money for what it's worth. And my friend somehow had the money to buy all of these games, but keep in mind that this guy also has a job, and I don't. I'm just a schoolboy making YouTube videos who's also like an amateur boxer, so I can't really say anything. With that being said, the first person we're going to be talking about in our friend group is this guy named Matt. We're going to call him Matt.
A pterodactyl flew all up in the sky, and then he fucking shit right straight in my eyes.
Now, for privacy reasons, we're just gonna call him Matt. I know I said that before, but I have to say that it's for privacy reasons. Now, I hope when I say Matt, that the Matt guy I'm talking about doesn't know that I'm talking about him, because there's a lot of Matts in the world, and he also has the potential to find what I'm fucking doing on my YouTube channel and then fucking clown on me for it. Plus, the other friend, which we're gonna be talking about very soon, watches my videos and then talks about it in DMs. He's too afraid to even comment on my video because of allegations. Bro, no one's gonna fucking allegate against me, if that's even a word. By the way, you know who you are. I know you're watching my videos. You're gonna be talked about in this video. I obviously won't name him, but we'll talk about him pretty soon. But the subject today is Matt, obviously. Matt is a pretty interesting guy. He's at my school that I go to, which is a private special school. If you know, you know. He's surprisingly neurotypical for what the school is. Now, I can't say for certain whether he does have any actual mental conditions that require him to be at the school. I don't even know what happened at public school for him to be sent here. So I have no clue why his parents would even send him here in the first place, because he obviously hates the fucking school. He hates everyone in it. He probably hates me, but we get along well. You know Instagram Reels, that app that Instagram unfortunately has that feeds you a bunch of racist, homophobic, sexist type of shit, where it's also harboring the worst of the fucking worst? And when I say worst of the worst, I mean this type of worst. Matthew's kind of like Instagram Reels, but humanized. I mean, his humor says it all. If you were in a room with me and Matthew talking about some random fuck-ass topic, he'll probably pull up some fucking Instagram Reels type humor.
What's up, YN? Young gang slime on top, daddy docs.
That's the type of shit he says. And I will not lie here, it is kind of funny, but it gets to a point where his humor is just fucking based in irony and edginess. He's pretty well-minded when it comes to coming up with insults and whatnot. But his humor revolves around gay porn, racism, and making fun of autistic people. But I guess he kind of has a soft spot for me, or has a soft spot towards autistic people more than ADHD, because I don't hear him often using the R slur. If you know, you know. But he does, I think he does use it in his free time when he's at home, because he's afraid he'll get called out for it by the teachers and whatnot. But he's also not afraid to argue with a teacher. I've seen him multiple times in our classrooms together before he got switched, before being a little too much of a goofball. I've seen him too many times argue with the teacher, specifically our math teacher, which we'll talk about in a later video if you guys want. But I've seen him too many times argue against our math teacher, especially when she's in the wrong. Like, for an example, right? Our teacher is off lollygagging in math class. Me and Matt are just chilling, doing whatever the fuck. And then, just when the teacher's like doing nothing, she spots me, locks eye contact with me, comes checks our work, tells me off about how this is wrong, whips it up and does whatever. She tries to do the same thing with Matt, but Matt is more than willing to argue and like tell her, like, how is this wrong? I was doing this, I was doing that. And I don't remember any specific one, but I know he did it. I remember it. He doesn't exactly do the same thing with our science teacher, but he does the exact same thing with almost every other teacher in this building. Whether it be the fucking staff, whether it be the fucking English teacher or history teacher, it doesn't matter. He's gonna do it, especially towards the students, because they have no power over him. Oh, but God forbid someone makes a joke about his weight. He will quite literally pick apart every single part of your physical appearance and then run with it and then clown on you for it and exaggerate it and call you some fucking fuck-ass character for some fuck-ass media from 1992 and then compare you to that character. Which, go ahead and do, but it's a little over-exaggerating when you do that because someone made fun of your weight, the most unoriginal thing to make fun at. Which again can be funny if done right, but it's super unoriginal. Weight has been made fun of for years. Matt overall is just, he's a very interesting guy. He's very mysterious. I think he still has my number blocked because some sort of fucking drama happened that I was unaware of. And he only FaceTimes this fucking girl in our friend group and follows her around like a fucking dog. And it's kind of ironic when he calls me a dog, but he does the same exact thing to a fucking girl. Nonetheless, a fucking girl. But that girl is not gonna be in this video. I don't know her enough to like talk about her. Obviously, the person in our friend groups will know who I'm talking about. But let's move on to the next person I want to talk about.
We cannot
YouTube.
beat these.
This is Wacky Red 15, and I'm gonna make
We
a phone
cannot
call
beat
to
this
Terraria.
motherfucking
And yeah, I'm
team
using my
for
deck.
sure.
Actually coming out here to pick up a
And yeah,
Now, Jay's a pretty weird guy. I say Jay as in the letter J. We're calling him the letter J. Now, out of the entire friend group with Matt and this girl that he talks to, as well as me, Jay's gotta be the worst. I mean, this motherfucker constantly posts in my DMs. Yes, he has my fucking Discord. He constantly posts some fuck-ass video from some fuck-ass YouTuber with some fuck-ass punchline. And yes, he does send me fucking memes and anime shit. I quite literally saw this guy buy a fucking anime wallet at a convention that I went to. Thankfully, I didn't see him at that convention I went to, so praise the Lord. The one thing I want to highlight about him is that he showed me his wallet after he went to the convention. Now, this was during school hours, of course, because he's not gonna fucking come up to me while I'm with my buddies at the fucking convention, because that'd be weird. But during school hours, he would, every now and then after class, he would come up to me and Matt and show me his wallet. Now, this ain't your old regular leather case, hard case wallet with all your credit cards and debit cards and also your money. This one specifically had a little bit of spice to it. The little seasoning, the little spiciness that was added. Yeah, he added an anime girl to his fucking wallet. And it's not just some fucking anime girl from some bum-ass media that no one even watches. It's from a fucking popular cyberpunk show on Netflix. If you know what I'm talking about, then good, you actually have knowledge. Now, I only would like to reiterate that this guy bought an anime girl wallet from the convention, which buying things from the comic is not bad in of itself. I, of course, bought a couple things from the convention I went to. But I don't think anyone, unless they were really, really diehard or really like chronically online, would find a wallet of an anime girl and say, yes, I want that on my wallet. I don't even have a wallet yet, and I don't want that as my wallet. Now, you could argue that he's just a really diehard anime fan, and not the chronically online type, but the type that actually collects things, posters, anime shit all over in their room. That in of itself is not a bad thing. If you like that shit, and that's what makes you happy, please feel free to do so. But I think it gets to a point, right? Where, sure, if you have a lot of shit in your room that's anime style, go ahead, that's your room. But why would you seep that into your actual personal life? And let me give you an example to show you what I'm talking about. Say you're at work, right? You're just trying to get through the day. You're trying to get out this job as soon as possible. Go home, maybe relax, probably open up a very specific green tab on your browser. Then your coworker bursts in the fucking break room talking about, oh, look at this wallet I got. Oh my god, look. It's got this girl portrayed with a bikini, with a bra. And she's got this really cool ass gun. And just look at it. Fucking shoving it in your face. And you can tell that he's a fucking diehard anime fan of Chronically Online because of how he's presenting it and what it is. And plus the fucking behavior too. And at least in that situation, you have to like say stop, like just stop. You're being weird, and that's not me calling anime fans weird. That's just me. At least in that situation, telling you stop. What you're doing is weird. You're tarnishing the anime fan reputation. And I will not lie to you guys. I do like some anime. I do like Cyberpunk. I do like some animes, but I don't gloat about it. I don't go around in public in some fuck-ass cosplay talking about, oh, look at me. I'm cosplaying as Dejinshi Shukuru from Penis Lover 6000 Anime. It's a really cool manga. It's a manga adaptation. I'll leave that job up to the Chronically Online fans, and I'll just be the silent type. The other thing I want to talk about Jay is that he's also like extremely suspicious. And I don't mean suspicious as in like, oh, he's a little freaky. He's a little bit freak. He came from Diddy's party. No, this motherfucker is really fucking suspicious. He knows Tails OS, which is a privacy focused OS on Linux. He knows how to get around the dark web, which mostly no one does unless they're cybersecurity experts. And remember that Tails OS thing I told you about on Linux? Yeah, he has a USB stick of that. And it disconnects when it's unplugged from the fucking computer. He's also really hard on keeping his fucking shit secure, keeping his fucking browser history away. And he also apparently has this thing on his browser where it deletes like its search history or like its data or whatever after a certain period of time. I don't know what it is. He described it to me at school. And like, sure, you could argue that he's just trying to keep his privacy secure because at least in this day and age, privacy is like essential for being on the internet. It is essential. You don't want some random guy going in your room being like, oh, hey, do you have any dildos around here you can use? And you're like, no, I don't. Please get out. But he still searches your fucking room anyway. Sure. You want privacy for that. We all do. And you could say that the argument, what you got nothing to hide, right? So why are you doing all this is invalidated because even if you have nothing to hide, you still don't want someone constantly looking over your shoulder. You could argue that. But my main talking point with this guy is that he's just like really adamant about this. He vehemently encourages this. He really exaggerates the idea of privacy to him. And it gets to a point too, like, dude, why are you so vehement about this? Why do you encourage this so much? Why do you defend your privacy so much? And I asked him because he watched my video before and I was like, oh, that's good. Well, why don't you leave a comment and tell me what you think? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. No, I don't want to leave a comment. You might be an alleged pedo in the future. In which, yes, the joke is that once YouTubers reach a certain amount of subscribers, they're also like alleged pedos by that point. But even without the joke, why are you like thinking that from me? And plus, let me let you guys in on a little secret. This guy is like in his 20s. I think he's about to be 21 soon this year. This guy's old enough to drink and he's still a senior. So him talking about me being an alleged pedo, and that's the first thing that he gives when I ask him why he can't comment, is kind of fucking weird. And even in the case that this does happen, if some random fuck-ass commentator like me comes up to you asking for evidence against this guy, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna just sit there and say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not associated with this guy. I never left a comment on his video, especially this one talking about how large his balls are and what the width is of his pubic hair. I'm sorry, I'm just not associated with that. Plus, when they ask you that question, they already know you're associated with me. And this is me talking to him. They already know you're associated with me. And by that point, if you just like try to tell that you're not associated with him, it makes you look like the bad guy. Let's be for real. I also got to see parts of his room. And I won't lie, they seem pretty clean for the most part, but the one thing that concerns me the most is that when he showed me like his anime figurine, because he gloated about it for days, and I was like, I don't believe you. And then he showed me it, and it's like some anime figure in a very skimpy outfit. I was just like bewildered. I was flummoxed. Overall, this Jay guy that is my friend, he's a really interesting character in the sense that he's also like pretty fucking weird and suspicious at the same time. And also I would like to say before I end the topic here, because I'm only talking about 2 people, I would like to reiterate that this guy now, at least after a certain incident of someone sending him something pretty bad, he's now like very vehement on protecting his reputation, which it already wasn't that good to begin with. I mean, you kind of just say, I'll describe one behavior he does. He does not think before he speaks, so that's why we call him very fucking weird. The teachers does say he's working on it, and that's just a complete fucking lie. I don't know how he's making them think this, but he's not improving at all with how he thinks. I would also like to see him actually like get serious in a situation, because I remember one time and like in a science class, or not a science class, I think this was during our study hall class, which is basically a class where you just do your homework and whatnot, but that's besides the point. I remember during this one time during our study hall class, this motherfucker was put in our class because of something with a teacher, and he had to go do something, so they put him in our class. And while we were talking and like saying some dumb shit, he pulls out the R slur. Don't know where it came from. I don't know why he would just say it. I think he just blurted it out in some random topic we were talking about. For context, our study hall teacher is also a middle school teacher. So so like I'm in high school, but they teach middle school. But our classes are so close together, you would think that we got held behind so many times. And I think one of the other middle school teachers got really, really mad about that. Not only because he blurted out the R slur, but also because that middle school teacher that scolded him about it, yeah, that teacher also has children. Now, I'm not going to sit here and assume what condition her children have, because it's pretty disrespectful on my part. And even if I were to ask her about it, she would probably brush it off and give me some very, very passive-aggressive fucking tone. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I say this, because it's crucial for the context. But the best way I can say it without being ableist in any way is like they're mentally challenged. Now, that in of itself isn't a bad thing, and that's something that's just fucking wrong to make fun of. But the fact that this Jay guy just blurted out the slur right then and there, I don't remember how she got wind of this. I think it was because our study hall teacher went and told her, because I think she just heard it and she just want to confirm that's what she heard. And then the other teacher comes in, very fucking pissed, very fucking mad, and then she pulls out her phone, shows a picture of her children that, like I said, are mentally challenged, and then fucking yells at him and scolds him for it. Which, go ahead and do, because why would you just randomly blurt out the R slur? And then Matt was also in this fucking context. He watched the whole thing, and then he was like, well, why did they get mad? It was just a joke. But the thing is that the joke is the slur. The slur is the joke. But the slur is the joke. The joke is the slur. We have reached peak comedy to the point where slurs are now funny, apparently. At least according to Matt. But yeah, I don't know why, I just kind of felt like talking about my friend group, and I hope I didn't name any of them there. I'll probably censor that out in post. But yeah, this back-to-back upload is probably not going to happen again for any time soon, because I haven't found anything really interesting to talk about lately. So, but I'll make sure to catch you guys up on some things if we do ever find them. With that being said, yeah, that's my friend group. They're pretty strange, pretty interesting nonetheless. I mean, me and Matt get along pretty well, but he doesn't hold back when he starts clowning on me. Jay just tells me to be quiet and shut up. Very original, Jay. You're so funny. And I'm just kind of like the observer, and I'm also like the second leader in the group. Because most of the shit talk, most of like the shit that happens is between me and Matt, and Joseph's kind of like the third party. But the girl that I talked about earlier is also beginning to feel like the third leader in our friend group. With that being said, I'm gonna end the video here. I'm surprised it took me like almost 20 minutes to talk about this. I yapped for so long, man. I was actually thinking this was gonna go on for like 5 so minutes, maybe 10, but 20 minutes is like a long time, man. I apologize for the extra runtime again. I thought I wasn't gonna do this again after the Black Griffin video, but it happened again. With that being said, if you've liked this video so far, if you got to the end, please make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me grow. And if you're willing to do so, if you're willing to be kind enough to share this video around with your friends, please do so. Of course, you're not obligated to, but it helped me out. And that seems about it. If there's something else you want me to cover, please let me know down in the comments below, and let me know what your thoughts are on this video. And do you like the extra runtime? Do you not like it? Do you want things a little bit shorter? And just overall, just please give me your thoughts on this video, please. With that being said, I'm gonna head out now. I've already yapped for so long. This is about to be 20 minutes and 30 seconds. See ya.
Oh shit!